Hi there, and welcome back to another edition of The Joy of Pitching. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of how to paint with the baseball. Here we have our strike zone ready to go. Now we just need to decide where our happy little two-seamer is going to live. Let's put this one on the upper outside edge.
Union, here we go.
Just like that.
First pitch in there to Taylor Ward.
Now on this lefty here, we'll start the two-seamer on the inside edge.
Short right field.
And to follow that up, we'll go up and away.
Nicely done. A strikeout.
So far in George Kirby's career throughout college, the minor leagues, and now in the majors, he's absolutely filled up the canvas, which is the strike zone. George is a product of Elon University in North Carolina, and in his senior year in 2019, he was CAA Pitcher of the Year and ended the year with 107 strikeouts to just 6 walks. This led the nation in strikeout to walk ratio at 17.83. He also led the nation in walks allowed per 9 innings at just 0.61 walks per 9 innings. After an outstanding senior year, George quickly climbed the draft rankings, and he ended up being drafted by the Mariners number 20 overall in the 2019 MLB draft.
George Kirby, 6'4", 201 pounds. Carlos Collazo, Baseball America, I want to go to you. He brought something up. If you add velocity, if he can gain velocity, what kind of pitching impact can he make?
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, we think that he'll have a plus fastball in the future, kind of like Bauer talked about. It's not the most electric with velocity at this point, but he spots it to both sides of the plate really well. He's got plus command, very easy and clean arm action. The best strikeout to walk rate in the country, I believe. He's a guy who can spot all of his pitches. We talk about upside arms. Kirby, I don't think is that, but he's a very high floor pitcher, and that's very valuable.
To start his professional career in the minors, George was in High A Everett, where he went 23 innings without walking or hitting a single batter. This means that although he was drafted in 2019, since the minor leagues didn't play in 2020, Kirby didn't walk a batter as a Mariner until 2021, almost 2 years after he was drafted. And then, in 2021, all of the headlines started to break. George Kirby was now sitting in the upper 90s, and even hit 101 miles per hour with his fastball. Throughout his time at Elon, he reportedly hit 98 miles per hour and was consistently sitting at 90 plus. But now the guy with elite command of the strike zone was also a power pitcher? Kirby then shot up the prospect rankings and headed into the 2022 season. He was ranked as the number 33 overall prospect, just ahead of his teammate Emerson Hancock. Kirby then made his MLB debut against the Tampa Bay Rays in Seattle on May 8th.
A little bit on the more quiet side, swing and a miss. Battling back. Oh, that's a beautiful pitch. Full day, an accomplished hitter.
In his debut, Kirby would battle out of multiple 3-ball counts to end up going 6 innings, giving up 4 hits, no walks, no runs, and 6 strikeouts. To begin his MLB career, Kirby set the record for the highest strikeout to walk ratio through a pitcher's first 15 career starts in MLB history with 7.36 strikeouts per walk. And now through 17 career starts, his strikeout to walk ratio is 7.15, which I imagine is still a record to begin a career. He also owns the record for now 17 starts with 1 or fewer walks to begin a career. This surpasses the prior record by 7 games. He leads all qualified rookies in strikeout to walk ratio, as well as walks per 9 innings, at just 1.29 walks per 9 innings. If Kirby would have started the year in the majors, his strikeout to walk ratio, as well as his walk per 9 ratio, would be second among all MLB starters behind only Aaron Nola. And then during a bullpen session in July, Robbie Ray taught George Kirby how to throw a two-seamer. To begin the year, Robbie relied heavily on his 4-seam fastball and his slider. However, during his start against the Astros in June, this combo wasn't working and he had to change something up. So during the middle of the game, he started throwing a 2-seam fastball or a sinker and has worked this into his pitch mix pretty heavily, now using that pitch about 20% of the time. Now entering George Kirby, he's mastered this pitch in no time.
Off the bat, no cheapies. Hey! For Ohtani. What a pitch. Paint from George Kirby.
This is, this is a situation Ohtani, you see him out, he's shaking his hand. He had 2 good pitches to hit, but this third one right here was masterful. This is how you freeze a power hitter. You try to go in on him, front hipping in. It's a ball out of the hand, but then once it's too late to recognize the strike, it's too late. He knows it.
He has punched out 4, 2 looking.
And that is very difficult to do, understanding that he doesn't walk guys. You know, most of the time when you don't walk guys are going to be swinging. When you're getting freezes like that, it just tells you the type of stuff he has today.
Kirby's pitch arsenal is a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curveball, changeup, and now a sinker or 2-seam. As you can see, he uses that 4-seam fastball almost 50% of the time and really challenges batters down the middle of the plate. And he dots that slider on the lower corner. Let's take a look at Kirby's pitch sequences to a couple of lefties. This is his first time facing Nathaniel Lowe in this game. Starts him up and away with a 4-seam. Comes back with a sinker that barely misses down. Elevates the 4-seam agaam, and then paints a fastball on the inside edge. With the amount of run that ball had, it looked like a 2-seam, but the pitch metrics picked it up as a 4-seam. This sequence to Jonah Heim is just unfair. Starts him with a get-me-over curveball. Dots the corner with a backdoor slider. 4-seam just off the plate that's fouled away. And then blows 96 by him up and away, keeping him off balance the entire at-bat and really not giving him anything to hit. And then here in Nate Lowe's second at-bat of the game, Kirby just keeps pumping fastballs on that inner edge, and then finishes with an absolute beauty of a sinker for that strikeout. With the pitching IQ, the stuff, and the command that Kirby has, he has the upside of being a true ace in the rotation, and at the very least can maintain a high floor if he can keep his walk percentage at a minimum. That'll do it for this video. Let me know in the comments who you'd like me to cover for my next player profile video. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, give it a share, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, goodbye, Zonny. Don't forget it.
Stop it.